There was a message for Anmol, there was a message for Bhagya sir, there was a message for me. We all got our messages without So this is another dream that happened in the month of March last year, 2015. So this one morning I have a dream where Swami steps out of the interview room and he's looking at the upper veranda and Swami says, "Final year boys." And I'm right there in front and I stand up for some reason. I don't know why I stood up as a final year boy. I was not doing my final year. And I turned back and I saw that there were two more boys who were standing. And they were actually, one of them was actually studying in third year undergrad that year. So I looked at Swami and I said, "Swami, there are only three of us." He says, "Okay, come in." So we went into the interview room and Swami sat on the sofa. And I noticed that these two boys were a little hesitant to sit closer to Swami. So I took the opportunity and sat right at his feet. And in my dream, it was a festival day. I don't remember what festival it was, and I know that all the campuses have come. So it immediately strikes me that, my God, all of them will want to know what it is that Swami wants. Swami would have told us, should not forget some of the messages that Swami might tell. So I fish out my mobile phone, I open voice memos, voice recorder, I put record, and I keep it right next to Swami on the sofa. And Swami started talking. In between, I took the phone, okay, to check if it's recording. You never know with Swami. It might have stopped recording. So I'm checking to see if it's recording. It is. So then I put it back again. And Swami took my phone. And then he pressed the home button. And on the home screen, there was a photo of Swami, which actually, in the waking state, was not the photo which I had kept as my wallpaper. But there was a photo of Swami standing overlooking the construction of Prashanti Mandir, 1947 or 48 or 49. And it's a black and white photo where Swami is wearing a turban. He's wearing a towel around his head and he's standing like that watching the construction. So Swami looks at the photo and he's very surprised that I have his photo as my home screen. Swami says, "Not bad, you kept my photo," he said. So I just smiled. So then I looked at the photo and I asked him, "Swami, do you remember when this photo was taken?" And believe it or not, he remembered when that photo was taken. He told me this was taken during the construction of Prashanti Mandir. And a lot of dust used to come. That's why I'm wearing this turban. And he was trying to recall the name of the person who took the photo. Okay, so it was a very lovely interaction I had over my mobile phone. And then Swami started talking to us about good conduct, the right conduct that students should display, being students of Swami. And Swami said, right is right, even if only one person does it. Wrong is wrong, even if everybody is doing it. You should be like that Africa boy. Okay? And in my dream, I seemingly knew whom Swami was referring to when he said Africa boy. So when I looked back, the other two brothers did not have a clue about whom Swami was referring to. So I looked at them, they had a very puzzled look on their face. So I looked at Swami and I said, "Swami, I don't think they know. Can I tell?" Swami said, yeah, chaput. So I turned back and I tell them, "Brothers, Swami is referring to one of our old students by name Anmol Mehta, who's working in Africa. There was a strike in his factory and Anmol did not take part in the strike because he believed that is not the right thing to do. Swami would not like his students taking part in strikes. So Anmol did not take part in the strike. That is the incident that Swami is referring to." And then Swami continues saying, see, atla undala. You should be like that boy. So I finished this narration of this boy Anmol Mehta. And Swami said, that's the boy. Atla undala. Meaning, you should be like that. Now, let's just pause the story here. when I joined for my MBA, I had a batchmate who was, when I was doing my MBA, he was doing his MSc. And his name was Anmol Mehta. And we were batchmates, a batch of 120, 125. We just knew each other. But I have absolutely no idea where he is, what he's doing, or anything of that sort, except for his name and his face. Right? I know what Anmol looks like, and I know Anmol Mehta. So it's very strange that when Swami referred to an Africa boy, that I should name a boy and tell an incident about him in my dream, about whom I have no idea about what he's doing. So Swami made him an example, and he said that's how students should conduct themselves. He said that's right conduct is that, where you do something even if you're good, even if you're the only one doing good action. The dream ended with that. And a couple of days later, this is one of our professors who teaches in the management department. So I happened to share this dream with him, and only him. So I told him, sir, this is what happened a couple of days ago. I had a dream, and Swami spoke about one boy about whom I apparently knew, but I have no idea how I know about him. And I confidently was telling in the interview room that this is what happened in that boy's workplace in Africa. So he also laughed it off and saying, how strange, that you should be able to say something like that. Over, end of story. A few days later, Sir Bhagya sir, to whom I had narrated this story, was walking down to college one morning. And he saw a boy and a girl standing at the gate of the college, outside the college. So as he approached the gate, this boy and the girl wished him, and this boy said, sir, I'm an old student. I've come back to Parthi for the first time after my marriage. The first time after Mahasamadhi. It's the first time I've come with my wife. It's her first trip to Parthi. I just wanted to show her the campus. Is it possible? Can I bring her inside the campus? So sir said, it's study holidays, so it should not be a problem. But I think it's better that you take the permission of the director of the campus. So sir brought him inside, showed him the director's room, and it seems sir proceeded to his cabin. So after a while, this boy comes to sir's cabin and says, thank you, sir. Director sir gave permission. I just showed her the campus from outside. I just thought I'll thank you for showing me where the director's office is, and I'll be on my way out. So because he had come to his cabin, sir offered the two of them a seat and said, sit. And sir has confessed. Bhagya sir is very good with faces, but not so good with names. So Bhagya sir has told him, confessed that and said, I know you're a student, you studied here, but I don't recall your name, I'm sorry. What's your name? And he said, my name is Anmol Mehta. So obviously, some bell went off in Bhagya sir's head. And he said, oh, okay, fine, okay. So, okay, where are you, Anmol? Sir, I'm in Nigeria in Africa. Wow, okay, now what are the chances that these two things are going together? So then sir engaged them. And obviously he didn't want to break it all out, but so he just engaged them in a conversation, and then he said, it seems he asked Anmol, pardon me for asking, but by any chance was there any strike or something like that in your office which you did not take part in? So it seems Anmol said, no. No sir, nothing of that sort. So sir thought, okay, there ends the coincidence. Anmol, Africa, that's it. The rest of it probably didn't happen. So then it seems his wife prodded and said, oh no, you forgot, is it? That incident that happened a few months back. And then Anmol said, oh yeah, yes sir. Yes sir. It wasn't a strike, but something did happen. So sir asked, oh, okay, can you tell me what happened? So he said that it seems a majority of the employees decided to go to the management, working management, and say, these are the conditions by which we will work. And they wanted certain changes to be made. And they were going to storm into the management office and insist that these are the conditions in which they will work. And Anmol felt that what they were asking for was not right. So they were due to do this the next day. They decided that everybody will go tomorrow and we'll storm in and barge our way, find our way inside and tell them this is what we want. So I believe he was a little apprehensive that if he goes with them, that's not the right thing to do, because he didn't believe in what they were asking for. But he didn't want to not go because he felt that then he might have to be, he might be singled out, or he might have other repercussions to face. So it seems he came back home and he was very disturbed and he didn't know what to do. And he told his wife, it's a very difficult situation for me to be in. I don't want to go with them. I can't not go with them. I don't know what to do. And the next day he just didn't go to work. he just skipped work the next day. So when he went to work the day after, the issue had already been sorted out. So the management didn't think that Anmol was a rebel. The employees who were rebellious didn't take offense that Anmol didn't join them. And he was at peace with his heart that he did not do what was wrong, what he felt was wrong. So Anmol has narrated this to Sir and said, okay, sir, why did you ask me this? And then Sir asked him, do you remember a classmate of yours by name Siddhartha? And Anmol has said, no, I don't remember him. So then Bhagya has tried to prompt him by saying, he studied MBA, he did his MA outside, he came back. No, sir. He's teaching here in Prashantanilayam campus. No, sir, I don't know. Then Bhagya has told, okay, this is what happened in Siddhartha's dream a few days ago. And he's narrated the dream to him and told him, when Swami was talking about an exemplar student and said Africa boy, Siddhartha seemed to think Swami was referring to you. And he narrated the story and Swami said, yes, that is how you should conduct yourself, like that boy. So when Sir finished the narration, I believe both him and his wife had just broken down. And it seems he told Sir, saying, what more proof do I need to know that he is watching over us every single moment? Okay. So I believe he was totally, moved by the fact that you come back to Parthi, first time after Mahasamadhi and you think that things are not the same. It's changed forever. But it's not changed at all. He still shows you that he's watching over you and he manages to get the message across to you. Now when you look at the sequence of events, I had a dream in which I knew about someone whom I actually in my waking state do not know about. Even subconsciously there's no chance that I would know what this classmate of mine was doing and that he had such an incident at work. I share this dream with only one person in the entire campus. Okay? And what are the chances that 10 days from the time I've had the dream, this chap travels all the way from Nigeria and comes to Puttaparthi. 10 days. And he comes to Puttaparthi and the only professor he meets on a holiday is the professor who knows this dream. And that professor did not interact with him about it directly. He showed him the way to the principal's office and he was on his way. This guy comes and he has a conversation with him and he introduces himself as Anmol Mehta from Nigeria, and such an incident did happen. And the best part for me is that I never met Anmol when he came on that trip, because that is Swami. There was a message for Anmol, there was a message for Bhagya sir, there was a message for me. We all got our messages without actually meeting together. And that is how he works. Isn't it? And how many times you have, like I said, you go take a random book. That random book, what are the chances that you take a random book, open a random page and you find the answer that you're looking for? You come to Puttaparthi on a random date, you meet a random professor and he tells you that a random batchmate of yours had a random dream in which he knew exactly what happened to you at your workplace in Nigeria. So for me, the message is that we should really believe that Swami meant it when he said, I'm above you, below you, beside you, around you. Is it not? How else would the Lord exhibit in a dream such an awesome story? And I think this tale of love that he has with Anmol, I really felt that we should chronicleize that. It's not just a story of Anmol, it's not my dream. I think it's just one example, or rather yet another example of how Swami is watching over us each moment.